Thank you, Lord. Thank you. You mean to tell me God became a baby? The one posing the question was puzzled. His thick eyebrows furrowed in doubt and his eyes squinted in caution. Though there were places to sit, he opted not to do so. He preferred to stand safely behind the crowd, unsure, yet intrigued by what he was hearing. Throughout the lecture, he had listened intently, occasionally uncrossing his arms to stroke his whiskered chin. Now, however, he stood upright, punching the air with his fingers as he queried, "And that he was born in a sheep stable?" He looked as though he'd walked down from one of the adjacent California mountains, stocking hat, down vest, nylon leggings, hiking boots. And he sounded as though he honestly didn't know if the story he was hearing was a mountain legend or the gospel truth. "Yes, that's what I mean to say," the lecturer responded. And then after becoming a baby, he was raised in a blue-collar home. He never wrote any books or held any office, yet he called himself the Son of God. That's right. The lecturer being questioned was Landon Sanders, the voice of the Heartbeat radio program. I've never heard anybody tell the story of the Nazarene like Landon can. He never traveled outside of his own country, never studied at a university, never lived in a palace, and yet asked to be regarded as the creator of the universe. That's correct. I was a bit unnerved by the dialogue. I was fresh out of college myself, gung-ho, enthusiastic, see. As a volunteer helper in the lecture series, I had come with memorized verses and responses loaded in the chamber of my evangelistic six-shooter. However, I came prepared to defend a lifestyle, not a savior. I was ready to argue morality, doctrine, heaven, and hell. I wasn't ready to argue a man. Jesus had always been someone I just accepted. These questions were a bit too aggressive for my virgin faith. In this crucifixion story, he was betrayed by his own people. No followers came to his defense, and then he was executed like a common junkyard thief. That's the gist of it. The authenticity of the questioner didn't allow you to regard him as a cynic, nor to dismiss him as a show-off. To the contrary, he seemed nervous about commanding such attention. His awkwardness betrayed his inexperience in public speaking. But his desire to know was just an ounce or two heavier than his discomfort, so he continued. And after the killing, he was buried in a borrowed grave. Yes, he had no grave of his own, nor money with which to purchase one. The honesty of the dialogue kept the audience spellbound. I realized I was witnessing one of those rare times when two people were willing to question the holy. Here were two men standing on opposite sides of a deep chasm, one asking the other if the bridge that stretched between them could actually be trusted. There was a hint of emotion in the student's voice as he carefully worded the next question. And according to what's written, after 3 days in the grave, he was resurrected and made appearances to over 500 people. Yes. And all of this was just to prove that God still loves his people and provides a way for us to return to him? That's right. I knew which question was coming next. Everyone in the room knew it. It could have gone without being asked. In my heart of hearts, I was hoping that it wouldn't be asked. Doesn't that sound rather... He paused a second, searching for the right adjective. Doesn't that sound rather absurd? All the heads turned in perfect sync and looked at Landon. All the heads, that is, except mine. My head was spinning as I was forced to look at Jesus from a new angle. Christianity, absurd. Jesus on a cross, absurd. The incarnation, absurd. The resurrection, absurd. My Sunday school Jesus had been taken down from the flannel board. Landon's response was simple. Yes, I suppose it does sound absurd, doesn't it? I didn't like that answer. I didn't like that answer at all. I thought to myself, tell the fellow how it does make sense. Diagram the dispensations, present fulfilled prophecies, explain the fulfillment of the old law, covenant, reconciliation, redemption. Sure, it made sense. Don't let him describe God's actions as absurd. Then it began to dawn on me. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What God did makes sense. It makes sense that Jesus would be our sacrifice because a sacrifice was needed to justify man's presence before God. It makes sense that God would use the old law to tutor Israel on their need for grace. It makes sense that Jesus would be our high priest. What God did makes sense. It can be taught, it can be charted and put into books on systematic theology. However, why God did it is absolutely absurd. When one leaves the method and examines the motive, the carefully stacked blocks of logic begin to tumble. That type of love isn't logical, see. It can't be neatly outlined in a sermon or explained in a turn paper. Think about it. For thousands of years, using his wit and charm, man has tried to be friends with God. And for thousands of years, he has let God down more than he has lifted God up. He's done the very thing he promised he'd never do. It was a fiasco. Even the holiest of heroes sometimes forgot whose side they were on. Some of the scenarios in the Bible look more like the adventures of Sinbad the sailor than stories for vacation Bible school. Well, remember these characters. Aaron, right-hand man to Moses, witness of the plagues, member of the Red Sea riverbed expedition, holy priest of God. But if he was so saintly, what is he doing leading the Israelites in fireside aerobics in front of the golden calf? The sons of Jacob, the fathers of the tribes of Israel, great-grandsons of Abraham. Yet if they were so special, why are they gagging their younger brother and sending him off to Egypt? David, the man after God's own heart, the king's king, the giant slayer and songwriter. He's also the guy whose glasses got steamy as a result of a bath on a roof. Unfortunately, the water wasn't his, nor was the woman he was watching. And Samson, swooning on Delilah's couch, drunk on the wine, perfume, and soft lights. He's thinking she's putting on something more comfortable now. She's thinking, I know I put these scissors in here somewhere. Adam, adorned in fig leaves and stains of forbidden fruit. Moses throwing both a staff and a temper tantrum. King Saul looking into a crystal ball for the will of God. Noah drunk and naked in his own tent. These are the chosen ones of God. This is the royal lineage of the king. These are the ones who were to carry out God's mission. It's easy to see the absurdity. Why didn't God just give up? Why didn't he let the globe just spin off its axis? Even after generations of people had spit in his face, he still loved them. After a nation of chosen ones had stripped him naked and ripped his incarnate flesh, he still died for them. And even today, after billions have chosen to prostitute themselves before the pimps of power, fame, and wealth, he still waits for them. It is inexplicable. It doesn't have a drop of logic nor a thread of rationality. And yet, it is that very irrationality that gives the gospel its greatest defense. For only God can love like that. Now, I don't know what happened to the student that was asking questions at the lecture. He disappeared as quickly as he came in, but I am definitely in debt to him. He forced me to see Jesus as I'd never seen him. At first, I didn't recognize him. I guess I was expecting someone in a flowing frock with silky white hands. But it was he, the lion, the Judean lion. He walked out from amongst the dense trees of theology and ritual and lay down in a brief clearing. In his paw was a wound, and in his mane were stains of blood. But there was a royalty about him that silenced even the breeze in the trees. Blood-stained royalty, a God with tears, a creator with a heart. God became earth's mockery to save his children. How absurd to think that such nobility would go to such poverty to share such a treasure with such thankless souls. But he did. In fact, the only thing more absurd than the gift is our stubborn unwillingness to receive it. Have you received Jesus as your Lord and Savior? Have you? Have you accepted the Lord Jesus as your Lord and Savior? If not, let's do it today. It's the greatest thing you will ever do in your life. It's the reason you were born. Please repeat these words. Please repeat this prayer after me. Father God, I confess Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior of my life. I believe in my heart he died and you raised him from the dead. Father, thank you for saving me. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name.
Well, you can't take his love away from me, no. Well, you can't take his love away from me. No, you can't take his love away from me, no. No, you can't take his love away from me. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. He's not a man that he should lie. You can't stop him, so don't even try. You can't take his love away from me, no. No, you can't take his love away from me. No, you can't take his love away from me, no. No, you can't take his love away from me. You can take me through changes, messing with my mind, but my Lord bring me victory each and every time. You can take material things, I'm not worried about that, cause the Lord supplies my needs. This one thing is a fact. You can't take his love away from me, no. No, you can't take his love away from me. No, you can't take his love away from me, no. No, you can't take his love away from me. I never worry or ever fret. The God I serve never failed me yet. He turned my darkness into light. Loved me so much, he gave his life. He's not a man that he should lie. You can't stop him, So don't even try. No, you can't take your love away from me. No, no, you can't take this love away from me. No, you can't take your love away from me. No, you can't take your love away from me. No, you can't take his love away from me. No. No, you can't take your love away from me.